It's time for Portland Wrestling 2000s. Now, here he is, your number one host, Frank Culbertson.
Hey wrestling fans, it's Frank Culbertson. Thanks for joining me again here on Portland Wrestling 2000's YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe and like the channel so you don't miss a single moment of action. We have so much great coming up in the next couple of weeks. We're going to keep things really moving. It is the Light Heavyweight Championship, the first one ever in any iteration of Portland Wrestling. And, well, how did this tournament come to be? Well, let's go back and just let me tell you.
All of this started when Caden Matthews from Vancouver defeated Big Ugly J.D. Bishop of the Cartel for the SPW X Division title. At that time, that title was SPW. But Caden Matthews, being the native Oregonian that he is, said, no, I grew up watching Portland Wrestling. Portland Wrestling is where that title should be. And he handed the belt over to Don Costa, the board of directors. Don Costa officially took the title away from SPW and made that championship belt a Portland Wrestling Light Heavyweight Championship. And first up, you are going to see Laramie Lexow, a man who has caught the eye of Derek of the Conglomerate, a man who has joined the Conglomerate. Derek has promised to make this Laramie Lexow a very wealthy man. He has promised him the Light Heavyweight Championship. Will he get to it? We'll see. But first, he has to get through Chupacabra right here on Portland Wrestling.
Fans, I'm joined here by El Hijo de Chupacabra.
Right.
Chupi, if you don't mind, it's a mouthful. You have been really successful in this tournament.
Yes, I have.
And but your opponent, Lexow, he's a ground pounder. He likes to fight. What are you going to do to stop him?
Lexow. Pound for pound, he thinks he's the best cruiserweight here in Portland Wrestling. Yeah, I've seen him. He's a big, tall, lanky guy. Right. Yeah. But the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And every time you come up against El Hijo de Chupacabra, when they look into these red eyes here, they lock onto the target, and Chupacabra always hits him with the bullseye. Finishes off with a muerte de arriba from the top rope and gets the uno, dos, tres. So Lexow, nothing's going to change here tonight, baby. I'm going to go advance to these finals, and I'm going to take home the Portland Wrestling Light Heavyweight Championship.
Well, fans, that match is coming right up. Chupa, I know you're going to head to the ring. Right. And that match is next. Lexow and Chupa right now.
Our opening contest is scheduled for one fall. Approaching the ring first from Rosemere, Washington, weighing in at 196 pounds. Accompanied to the ring by Derek Drexel, Larry Lexow. And his opponent from the Mexican Badlands, weighing in at 165 pounds, El Hijo de Chupacabra.
Fans, there he is, El Hijo de Chupacabra, coming through the ring for this first round matchup of the Pacific Northwest Portland Wrestling Light Heavyweight Championship. But right now, fans, I would like to take just a quick moment and mention sitting here next to me is Matthew and Cole, our guest ring announcers, or excuse me, guest timekeepers here on Portland Wrestling. You can see Matthew and Cole there. Great shot here by Chris Bilbao, our cameraman. This important matchup, these two young men, families won a support of a local charity. We appreciate the opportunity to participate. You can get that here on Portland Wrestling. Referee Mark Watson rings the bell. There it is. Great job by Matthew, age 6, ringing the bell here on Portland Wrestling. The action has started.
That's a mighty fine bell ringing there, Frank.
Absolutely. And I understand Cole is going to ring the bell at the end. Fans, if you have a charity you'd like us to support, go to PortlandWrestlingTV.com. Let us know. We'll be glad to help you out. Right now, Laramie Lexow in the ring, Jim Valley.
I'll tell you what, Laramie Lexow, the first signing perhaps of the Conglomerate by Derek Drexel, and I got to say, Derek Drexel's a goof, but Laramie Lexow is an outstanding wrestler. He's been all across the country. He's a compatriot of one of the hottest wrestlers in the country, Jack Evans. Seen him go toe-to-toe with Jack Evans. He's got a very high, exciting style. I'm impressed. I got to say, I didn't think that Derek Drexel could do it, but you sign Laramie Lexow, that is impressive.
And it takes a lot of money to sign a talent like Laramie Lexow. And Derek, for all that you think about him, being a weasel or not, he does have a lot of money thanks to his dead uncle.
I don't know that you could sign a better person than Laramie Lexow, and I, for one, am impressed. And El Hijo de Chupacabra getting quite a fan following here in Portland Wrestling. He's got his work cut out for him tonight.
Of course, this matchup only being made possible by Caden Matthews, who defeated J.D. Bishop, Big Ugly, for the Pacific Northwest Heavyweight Championship. Of course, as we now know that he was supposed to receive a heavyweight title shot tonight against Vinny Massaro, but, oh, no.
You are looking at the next light heavyweight champion of Portland Wrestling right there, Laramie Lexow. I know you guys have problems with his last name. It's Lexow.
Laramie Lexow, the bug shoulder tackle. Fans, as we were just talking about, we understand that there was some sort of an auto accident with Caden's car after it came out of a shop, maybe run by the cartel. We're not sure yet. They had the brake line in the back, and Skag Rollins now gets that heavyweight shot, Jim. Unbelievable turn of events here.
We'll see what happens. Anything can happen in Portland Wrestling, whether it's a strange turn of events with Caden Matthews or Laramie Lexow's on the scene thanks to Derek Drexel. I got to mention, Frank, I've actually gotten a couple of emails from people who are upset with my description of the Chupacabra. Of course, El Hijo de Chupacabra, the sun. Oh, we've seen that one before.
That's a full moon rising there. I'm telling you, I'm not sure what Chupacabra accomplishes, but really humiliates his opponent there.
I just hope he uses sanitizer after the match. But I was going to mention Chupacabra, of course, a Mexican myth, as I referred to it, similar to maybe Bigfoot, responsible for cattle mutilations and such in the Mexican Badlands. Some people took offense to me calling it a myth. They very much believe it's real.
Bigfoot or Chupacabra?
Chupacabra.
Beautiful move by Lexow. That shows the power that he has. He has a height advantage. He is slender. So he fits into the light heavyweight tournament. Has the height over Chupacabra. Really paid off there.
This is a new look for Laramie Lexow. Normally I see him in a bit of the hip-hop garb. This is the first time I've actually seen him in actual tights. Lexow looks very serious, definitely determined to give Derek his money's worth.
Well, he definitely has said he is going to ground and pound Chupacabra into the mat, that he is going to negate his high-flying ability. Chupacabra has developed a tremendous following, not only with the Hispanic population in Portland, but with general population fans as well, with his high-flying, high-risk maneuvers.
Nice cartwheel into that forearm there by Laramie Lexow. This is an outstanding match here tonight, fans, and I got to thank, believe it or not, Derek Drexel for bringing Laramie Lexow into Portland Wrestling.
Well, the matches, the men that have been signed by the board of directors for this light heavyweight tournament, second to none in the world. Wait till you see the British Messiah, self-proclaimed British Messiah, Timothy Thatcher, in action next week. Tonight, you're also going to see Nick Rage versus Virgil Flynn, a man that we saw here in Portland Wrestling about a year and a half ago. Terrific action between those two. And I understand Brian Ward next week takes on DJ Riz from Harlem in what will be terrific action as well.
We're seeing great action here, and nice grounding maneuver there, like you talked about, Frank, by Laramie Lexow as he bars the arm on El Hijo de Chupacabra. And wow, nice float over there into the hammerlock there on by Laramie Lexow.
You can see he has terrific wrestling skills, mat work, where he has taken Chupacabra down. As we mentioned, he wanted to ground him, take away that flying. A lot of Chupacabra's arsenal comes from up top.
You know, so much of the light heavyweight division in federations all across the country is that high-flying style, but very often you see a smaller man who doesn't have that high-flying style come in, and he's able to be very effective, almost a lightweight bully, if you will, through some of the high-flying wrestlers in various divisions.
Well, you see Derek Drexel not making any friends with the fans. Look at this pump handle slam coming up, but a good float over by Chupacabra. Oh, my goodness.
Catches him with that enziguri. Might have been a Shining Wizard. Don't sure if he quite caught the hip on that one, but definitely caught him behind the ears, did El Hijo de Chupacabra.
And now you see Rick Luxury out here also trying to get Laramie up and going. Derek seems a little bit distracted right now. Chupacabra making his way back to his feet, trying to dig down deep. This tournament means a lot, Jim Valley.
I'll tell you what, first ever light heavyweight champion in Portland wrestling history. Any incarnation of Portland wrestling. So this is going to be a very prestigious title. Nice snap drop kick there by Chupi. And a nice leg lariat is really getting Laramie Lexow off his feet here.
Well, I know he doesn't want to let the fans down that have been responding. Fans, if you want to send your favorite Portland wrestler a note, beautiful takeover by Chupacabra. Go to PortlandWrestlingTV.com. Send them a message. We'll get it to them right away. Referee Mark Watson's hand was coming down for a 3 count.
That was a very nice snap over on the Rana there by El Hijo de Chupacabra. You know, Laramie Lexow may be the big man of the light heavyweight division, but Chupi's faced some very big guys in his day, and he's come out victorious thus far here in Portland wrestling.
Oh, there is a
nice
great
catch in the fireman's carry.
That could do it. That could advance him. 1, that's 2, that should,
no!
Almost a 3 count. But Chupacabra knew where he was in the ring, his foot on the ropes, and Derek is livid outside.
That's the mark of a very great wrestler, Frank, to know where you are in the ring at all times. That catatonic style, the neck breaker there hit by Laramie Lexow, and Chupa able to find the wits about him to hit the ropes like that.
Action like this in the light heavyweight tournament all the time. But look at that beautiful sit-down power bomb. There's 1, 2, almost a 3-count. Chupacabra just barely able to count out. Derek again, absolutely going nuts.
And I don't know who's more frustrated, Derek Drexel or Laramie Lexow, the man who's in the match. But El Hijo de Chupacabra, he can fly around the ring. We've seen his technical skills, and you cannot deny the man's heart. He is hanging on as best he can here against Laramie Lexow as El Hijo de Chupacabra.
Going for that fireman's carry move again. Chupacabra saw it, countered, now into the corner. We've seen him fly over the ropes, and down he goes. Beautiful move. He hooks the leg. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, it is all over. We need to ring the bell. We'll get Cole to ring the bell right there. There it is. Ring the bell. There it is. That's a good one by Cole, your guest ringer here on Portland Wrestling. Matthew and Cole, a great job. A great job by Chupacabra, Jim.
And listen to the fans shouting, Chupa, Chupa, Chupa. They appreciate the spirit and the spunk of El Hijo de Chupacabra. It was an impressive debut by Laramie Lexow. I'm sure he'll be back to fight another day, but right now, all the glory and all the victory goes to El Hijo de Chupacabra.
Well, there you see in the background, Derek telling him it's going to be okay, but it's not an advancing in the Pacific Northwest Light Heavyweight Tournament. But coming up, fans, next, we are going to have Nick Rage versus Virgil Flynn, which is going to be a terrific matchup. Another first-round matchup here in the Portland Wrestling Light Heavyweight Tournament. We'll be back with that action right after this timeout. Again, we'd like to thank Cole and Matthew for doing a great job here. Portland Wrestling ring bell ringers here on Portland Wrestling. Good job, guys.
Some mighty fine ringing.
We'll be right back right after this timeout.
What a great memory that must have been for Cole and Matthew to ring the bell on Portland Wrestling. Also, I'd like to thank Jim Valley for joining me on commentary. Jim Valley you can hear every Saturday, 10 a.m. Pacific Time on Wrestling Observer Live as he covers events happening all over the wrestling world. A great fountain of information. Jim Valley, Wrestling Observer Live every Saturday, 10 a.m. Fans, next year on Portland Wrestling, we're going to show you another first-round matchup. It's going to feature Virgil Flynn. Sadly, Virgil Flynn passed away at the age of 33 in 2018 from a stroke. It's a tremendous loss, not just to the wrestling community, but to the family and friends who loved him so very, very much. Now, Virgil, as you'll see, is not the biggest man in wrestling, but he maybe had the biggest heart in the ring. And we're going to show you Virgil Flynn versus Nick Rage, and let's go to that matchup.
In the ring pretty soon, Nick Rage and Virgil Flynn. Nice gesture of good faith there. Virgil, we saw you here in Portland Wrestling about a year and a half ago, and the fans definitely remember your high-flying and exciting moves in the ring.
Yes, it's great to know that in that brief time I was here in Portland that the people were going to call me back and for this great tournament where they brought in stars from all over the country, and now I have the chance to compete and show them what I can really do. Now I have to just go out there and prove that I should be the Portland Light Heavyweight Champion.
Nick Rage, how are you preparing for Virgil Flynn?
Well, I've heard a lot of things about Virgil Flynn. He's fast, he's high-flying, he's spectacular, but I believe I can top that, and I think I can become the light heavyweight champion.
And tell us a little bit about yourself. Where have you come from, Nick?
I'm from Miami, Florida myself. I've trained with Brawl, I've trained with SPW, I've wrestled all over the place in NorCal.
Bringing a lot of talent to the ring. Matter of fact, they're headed there right now. Let's send it to the first round of the tournament. Virgil Flynn and Nick Rage.
All right, this match is also part of the light heavyweight tournament. Introducing first at a combined weight of 170 pounds from Miami, Florida, Nick Rage. His opponent at 160 pounds from Detroit, Virgil Flynn.
There he is, Virgil Flynn from Detroit, coming through the doors for this second match in the inaugural Portland Wrestling Light Heavyweight Championship. Referee Albert McClure in the ring for this to be the third man. Virgil Flynn with great reputation. We saw him here in Portland Wrestling about a year and a half ago, Jim Valley. But he is in against Nick Rage, two guys who appeared to be good friends in the interview we just saw.
Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously a lot of fans here, you can tell, remember Virgil and are happy to have him back. Welcome him back here to Portland Wrestling. And I think think it says something about the importance of the light heavyweight championship that it's able to woo athletes back like Virgil Flynn here to Portland Wrestling.
Absolutely. We have just seen a terrific first-round matchup as Laramie Lexow went down to defeat to El Hijo de Chupacabra, much to the chagrin of Derek Drexel.
Derek put a lot of money in Laramie Lexow, and we'll see if he gets his money's worth out of him one of these days. But I'll tell you what, it was a great first outing by... Wait a second. I don't know if you can see it over there by the corner. Look who's back out. It's Derek Drexel and Rick Luxury. Who could they be scouting in this match? Their guy lost.
Unbelievable.
They've got no reason to be out here, Frank.
Well, I think they're just looking to find someone who's going to come out victorious. Obviously, it wasn't Laramie in the first round, but Nick Rage right now comes in with a good reputation from Miami. Well, obviously, the friendship might be out the window early because the championship is on the line. You can be friends, but once inside the ring, Jim, it's a competitor against competitor.
It's like they say, friends is friends, but business is business, and this is all business, as you can tell by the clothesline. Oh, into that nice backbreaker there by Nick Rage.
That's how you take care of those midgets.
Oh, Nick Rage.
That's how you take care of those midgets?
Strong words from Nick Rage. In the interview, they shook hands. They were all friendly. I'm not sure what transpired out there. I'm not sure. Maybe Derek got to him already.
It's possible maybe Derek Drexel got to him. Maybe he was just faking Virgil out the whole time. It's hard to say what's going through the mind of Nick Rage, but obviously, whoa, misses with that spinning senton.
Beautiful trick move by Nick Rage, but it didn't work. Oh, my goodness. I will call that the
like a cannonball. Yeah.
Into the pool, but this time it was into Nick Rage.
Derek Drexel is now left ringside with Rick Luxury. I don't know if they got what they needed in left or what have you, but either way, nice backbreaker there by Nick Rage into a stomach breaker.
That's 3 times he has worked on the back in the midsection. Could be a smart maneuver by Nick Rage to pick a body part. Being the thinner man that he is, Flynn doesn't have a lot of extra in the abdomen area like some of us, Jim.
I don't know what you're talking about, Frank. That is, but
speaking for myself.
I can speak that clearly as well. Nice brain buster there by Nick Rage on Virgil Flynn. Virgil, though, has got those six-pack abs. He's as lean a competitor and he's a lot of muscle there. I don't know if that's the spot that I would pick, but thus far it seems to be an effective strategy by Nick Rage.
No, as we mentioned, Nick Rage comes from Miami. Flynn comes from Detroit. Competitors from all over making their tournament debuts here in Portland Wrestling. Next week, the tournament continues as Timothy Thatcher, the British Messiah, takes on Sayudo Hayashi from Japan, and Brian Ward takes on DJ Riz from Harlem. Terrific first round action here in Portland Wrestling. But still to come tonight, your main event, it is Skag Rollins, the 3-time Pacific Northwest heavyweight champion, going for a 4th against Vinny Massaro. Massaro obviously had planned on Caden Matthews. A big surprise with Skag Rollins.
Did you mention that Nick Rage is from Miami?
Absolutely.
He must work inside. He's the whitest guy ever from Miami, but hey, maybe he uses that SPF 45.
That could be. Burns easy, keeps the shirt on. But right now,
nice hammerlock there.
He is keeping the hammerlock on Virgil Flynn. He has really got his arm tied around his neck so that Virgil has no way out of this move.
Nice float over there by Nick Rage on Virgil Flynn. Good grounded style. It's always good to hit those high spots when you get your chance. Nice. He's into the ropes there. On the Mahi Straw cradle or the Oklahoma roll, depending on where you're from, south of the border or the southern part of the USA.
Big uppercut by Virgil Flynn. Now whips Nick Rage in, but he follows him up. Good move, holds onto the arm. Knee lifts into the midsection, which is not clearly as developed as Virgil Flynn. Beautiful bridge, suplex, 1-2, almost a 3 count.
Not enough to get him there on that Northern Light suplex. Nick Rage still has got a lot going here. So much on the line in this light heavyweight tournament. All these guys want to make their mark in Portland Wrestling to be the first person ever in the history books to hold that title.
Absolutely, and speaking of first, the way to start your morning off first and right is with the Buckhead Show on Z100 or K-Duck in Eugene, Oregon. I know you have to put up with Derek the Weasel, if you will, on it, but tune into the Buckhead Show. Buckhead, make your day start off right. Lots of laughter, great music, Fun stuff. Check out the Buckhead Show. But right now, I think that's where Nick Rage would like to be, listening to the radio.
Nick Rage is definitely out of it right now, thanks to Virgil Flynn. Virgil's very sound strategy here. Both these guys have come in with a game plan and have stuck to it very, very well in this opening round matchup in the light heavyweight tournament.
Well, we've seen a lot of high-risk maneuvers out of both these matches so far. All four men know that if they want to win this prestigious tournament, they've got to pull out all the ropes, pull out everything that they have in their arsenals if they're going to win.
There you saw the back spring. I guess it would be a standing senton there, the butt, as some people call it, by Virgil Flynn. All these guys opening up here, and you see Nick Rage is not going to play like that with Virgil Flynn. Virgil, though, goes right back up to the top, runs that staircase of the 3 ropes, and
but Nick Rage clearly in control. Looks like he's just gaining a little second wind.
Look at the tenacity by Virgil Flynn as he hits the Rana.
Wow, did he throw Nick Rage across the ring, Jim? You saw him, he didn't even hit the bottom rope, just sprung all the way up.
That was one fluid motion there by Virgil Flynn. What tremendous athleticism there. I'm surprised we didn't get a pinfall there.
Well, Nick Rage, I think maybe isn't sure what he signed up for. He thought he could take Virgil Flynn down as just a slightly bigger man, but hasn't turned out that way. But a great counter into what was going to be a powerbomb, but a huge uppercut by Nick Rage.
Virgil Flynn there with a standing sidekick. Got Nick Rage reeling. We'll see what happens here in the corner. What's Virgil going to do next?
You can see Virgil a little bit tired at this point. Oh my goodness,
wow,
missile drop kick.
All of the drop kick there. All of that, just all that force hit Nick Rage square in the chest. That was like an atomic drop kick.
Oh my goodness, a 450. That should do it. It is all over. Ring the bell. 450, 720. Jim, what was that?
Some people call it the Firebird. Other people call it the 450. I call it a victory for Virgil Flynn in the first round of the light heavyweight tournament.
Unbelievable move. Virgil Flynn pulling out all the stops. Victorious. Moving on in the Pacific Northwest light heavyweight tournament, as you mentioned.
Nick Rage gave it all he had, but in the end, it wasn't enough to overcome Virgil Flynn, Frank.
What a tremendous matchup that was. Virgil Flynn coming out victorious against Nick Rage. Well, what are we going to see next week here on Portland Wrestling 2000s? Well, let these guys tell you.
Next week, fans on Portland Wrestling, you will see the light heavyweight tournament continue as DJ Riz takes on Brian Ward in terrific action.
Ooh, you got Brian Ward?
Brian Ward will be here next week.
You flying him in? I heard he's talent. He's so good.
I know more about Brian Ward than anybody else. He is probably the best damn cruiserweight in the world. He hits the gym. He works out every day. He does the cardio. He's probably the best high flyer anybody has ever seen. This man simply, he's going to walk away with this tournament, and there isn't anything anybody's going to do about it.
The cartel really pushing Brian Ward there as a superstar. And fans, you will not believe what happens on Portland Wrestling next week here on Portland Wrestling 2000 says Brian Ward makes his ring debut here on Portland Wrestling against DJ Riz. A great matchup. But what else is there on Portland Wrestling next week?
Fans, Frank Culbertson back here on Portland Wrestling, brought to you by great Portland Wrestling sponsor, You Pull It. You have seen the top half of the bracket determined. It will be Virgil Flynn versus El Hijo de Chupacabra in a very, very anticipated matchup the wrestling world was talking about immediately. The bottom half of the bracket, Timothy Thatcher, the self-proclaimed British Messiah, is going to be taking on Saito Hayashi from Japan, a high flyer coming in with a tremendous reputation. He wants nothing more. Portland Wrestling Light Heavyweight Championship.
So 2 great matches for you next week here on Portland Wrestling. Timothy Thatcher versus Hayashi and Brian Ward versus DJ Riz. You'll have to tune in to see that one. Thanks for joining me here on Portland Wrestling 2000. As we say, that's Portland Wrestling, wrestling the way it should be.